Alaska, the last frontier. A land so vast, so untamed, and so mysterious that even most Americans don't realize just how shocking it really is. Imagine a place where mountains pierce the sky, where nights can last for months, and where nature still rules over people. That place is Alaska. Did you know Alaska is bigger than 22 entire countries combined? Or that some towns here go months without ever seeing the sun? Today, we're diving into 50 unbelievable geography facts about Alaska, and trust me, number 50 will leave you speechless. So grab your jacket, buckle up, and let's head straight into the frozen wilderness of America's wildest state. Fact 1. Alaska is enormous. Alaska is by far the largest state in the US. To put that into perspective, it's bigger than Texas, California, and Montana combined. If Alaska were an independent country, it would be the 19th largest in the world, sitting just behind Iran and ahead of Libya. That means one single US state is larger than entire continents like Europe imagined it. Fact 2. Small population, huge land. Despite being this massive, only about 730,000 people live in Alaska. That's fewer than the population of Washington, D.C. Yet Alaska is so huge it could swallow entire nations. You could give every person in Alaska their own square mile of land, and there would still be space left over. Fact 3. Coastline champion. When it comes to coastlines, Alaska wins by a landslide. The state has more coastline than all the other US states combined, over 33,000 miles of rugged, icy, and beautiful shores. Imagine beaches of black volcanic sand, cliffs dropping into the Pacific, and fjords carved by glaciers. Fact 4. 2 foreign neighbors. Alaska is unique because it borders not one, but 2 foreign countries. To the east lies Canada, and across the Bering Strait to the west lies Russia. No other US state can claim this. Fact 5. You can actually see Russia. And yes, it's true from Little Diomede Island in Alaska. On a clear day, you can literally stand on American soil and see Russia just a few miles across the water. The 2 islands, Big Diomede, Russia, and Little Diomede, US, are separated by less than 3 miles, but also by a 21-hour time difference. Fact 6. Glaciers everywhere. Alaska is a frozen wonderland. The state is home to over 100,000 glaciers, covering nearly 5% of the land. Some of these glaciers are bigger than entire states, and they're constantly carving, shifting, and reshaping the landscape. Fact 7. The tallest peak in North America. Towering above them all is Denali, formerly known as Mount McKinley. At 20,010 feet, it's the tallest mountain in North America. Its sheer size makes Mount Everest look small when you compare the vertical rise from base to summit. Fact 8. Endless daylight. In summer, parts of Alaska experience something magical, the midnight sun. Imagine stepping outside at midnight and the sky is still glowing bright. In some northern towns, the sun doesn't set for over 2 months straight. Fact 9. Endless night. Endless night. But the flip side is brutal. In the depths of winter, towns like Utqiagvik, formerly Barrow, face up to 67 days of total darkness. Imagine living without seeing the sun for over 2 months. It changes everything about daily life. Fact 10. The Great Alaska Earthquake. In 1964, Alaska was struck by a magnitude 9.2 earthquake, the second strongest in world history. It tore apart entire cities, lifted up the ground by 30 feet in some places, and triggered massive tsunamis. Even today, scars from that quake remain visible. Fact 11. Volcanic Alaska. Alaska isn't just about ice, it's also about fire. The state has over 70 volcanoes, many still active. Eruptions here shape islands, create new land, and even disrupt air travel across the Pacific. Fact 12. The Aleutian Islands. These remote islands stretch so far west that they actually cross the international dateline. That means Alaska is the only US state that technically reaches into the Eastern Hemisphere. Fact 13. Juneau, no roads. In the capital city, Juneau, is unlike any other. There are no roads connecting it to the rest of Alaska. You can only get there by boat or by plane, which makes it one of the most isolated capitals in the world. Fact 14. Land of lakes. If you think Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, Alaska makes that look tiny. With over 3 million lakes, some of them larger than entire US states, Alaska is a paradise of fresh water. Fact 15. The Yukon River, the mighty Yukon River, runs nearly 2,000 miles, making it one of the longest rivers in North America. It was a lifeline during the famous gold rush, and even today, it remains crucial for transportation in remote areas. Fact 16. Wrangell-Est Elias National Park. It's the largest national park in the US, bigger than Switzerland. Fact 17. Earthquake Central. Alaska experiences more earthquakes than the rest of the US combined. On average, the state has about 20,000 earthquakes a year. Most are small, but the constant shaking shows how alive the land really is. Fact 18. Wild bears everywhere. If there's one animal that rules Alaska, it's the bear. The state is home to 20,000 brown bears and 100,000 black bears. That means in many areas, bears outnumber humans. Fact 19. The Kodiak bear. Among them, the legendary Kodiak bear stands out. Found only in the Kodiak Islands, these giants are some of the largest carnivores on Earth, with males weighing up to 1,500 pounds. Fact 20. Northern Lights, paradise. And finally, Alaska is one of the best places on Earth to witness the aurora borealis. In Fairbanks, the Northern Lights can be seen up to 243 nights a year. Green, purple, and red curtains of light dance across the sky, turning Alaska into a real-life fantasy. Fact 21. Mail by dog sled. In today's world of planes and trucks, it's hard to imagine mail being delivered by dogs. But in some of Alaska's most remote villages, that's still the reality. During harsh winters, when planes can't fly and roads are impossible, dog sled teams step in. It's a tradition that goes back more than a century and keeps small communities connected to the outside world. Fact 22. No counties here. Unlike the rest of the US, Alaska doesn't have counties. Instead, the state is divided into boroughs and census areas. Some are the size of entire states, while others cover vast stretches of wilderness where almost no one lives. It's a reminder that Alaska plays by its own rules. Fact 23. Remote villages. Alaska is home to some of the most isolated towns in America. In fact, some villages have fewer than 10 residents. Imagine living in a community so small that everyone knows each other, and your closest neighbor might be miles away across frozen tundra. Fact 24. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline system is one of the greatest engineering projects in US history. Stretching 800 miles from Prudhoe Bay in the Arctic to Valdez on the southern coast, it was built in the 1970s to transport oil across mountains, rivers, and permafrost. To this day, it remains a vital lifeline for Alaska's economy. Fact 25. 2 time zones. Alaska is so massive that it spans 2 different time zones. In fact, if you're in the far west of the Aleutian Islands, you'll be living a full hour behind the rest of the state. It's one more way Alaska feels like a world of its own. Fact 26. Closer to Tokyo than New York. Here's a geography twist. Parts of Alaska are actually closer to Tokyo, Japan, than they are to New York City. This shows just how far west Alaska stretches. It's truly America's bridge to Asia. Fact 27. Illegal moose whispering. Only in Alaska could this be a law. It's illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they're moose hunting. It may sound funny, but it's a real law designed to prevent distractions and accidents in the wild. Moose are massive animals, and hunting them is no joke. Fact 28. Tongass Rainforest. When most people think of Alaska, they imagine ice and snow. But Southeast Alaska is home to the Tongass National Forest, the largest temperate rainforest on Earth. Towering spruce and cedar trees, thick green moss, and endless wildlife make it feel like another world entirely. Fact 29. Extreme cold. Alaska holds the record for the lowest temperature ever recorded in the United States. 80 degrees in Prospect Creek in 1971. At that temperature, boiling water thrown into the air freezes instantly. It's a cold so extreme that it's almost impossible to imagine. Fact 30. Caribou herds. Caribou are Alaska's great wanderers. Some herds migrate over 3,000 miles each year, making it one of the longest land migrations on Earth. These animals move across tundra, rivers, and mountains in a cycle that has gone on for thousands of years. Fact 31. Ice museums. In Fairbanks, you'll find the Aurora Ice Museum, a building made entirely out of ice and kept frozen year-round. From ice sculptures to an ice bar where even the glasses are carved from frozen water, it's one of the coolest museums on the planet, literally. Fact 32. Mammoth bones. Alaska's frozen ground, or permafrost, is like a time capsule. Scientists still find woolly mammoth bones and tusks preserved in it. These giants roamed Alaska thousands of years ago, and the cold soil has kept their remains almost intact. Fact 33. World's largest seaplane base. Anchorage is home to Lake Hood, the busiest seaplane base in the world. Hundreds of float planes take off and land on the water every single day, carrying supplies, tourists, and locals to the farthest reaches of Alaska. For many, it's the only way to travel. Fact 34. Anchorage, the crossroads of the world. Thanks to its location, Anchorage is almost exactly halfway between New York City and Tokyo. That makes it a major hub for international air traffic, especially cargo planes flying between Asia and North America. Fact 41. No sales tax. In many parts of Alaska, there's no state sales tax at all. That means if you buy something for $100, you pay exactly $100. While some local towns do have their own small taxes, much of the state enjoys tax-free shopping, a rare perk in the US. Fact 42. Bald eagle heaven. Alaska is home to more bald eagles than the rest of the United States combined. With its endless rivers, forests, and salmon runs, it's the perfect habitat for America's national bird. In certain towns, you can spot dozens soaring in the sky at once. Fact 43. Wild transportation. Forget highways. In Alaska, bush planes are often as common as cars. These small aircraft fly into remote villages, delivering supplies, food, and passengers. For many Alaskans, hopping on a tiny plane is just part of daily life. Fact 44. Dangerous seas. The Bering Sea is one of the stormiest and deadliest fishing zones in the world. Immortalized by shows like Deadliest Catch, this icy ocean is known for massive waves, brutal winds, and freezing waters where survival is measured in minutes. Fact 45. Frozen highways. In winter, rivers and lakes freeze solid and are turned into seasonal highways known as ice roads. Trucks and cars drive across frozen waterways to reach villages that have no permanent roads. When the ice melts in spring, those highways vanish. Fact 46. Aurora capital of the world. Fairbanks is considered one of the best places on Earth to see the northern lights. Thanks to its location under the auroral oval, the sky often explodes with glowing ribbons of green, purple, and red, a natural light show like no other. Fact 47. Islands of Fire. The Aleutian Islands are among the most volcanically active regions in the entire world. More than 40 active volcanoes line this remote chain, constantly reshaping the islands with eruptions, earthquakes, and new land formations. Fact 48. Unreachable places. Over 80% of Alaska's communities are not connected by roads at all. To get in or out, residents rely on planes, boats, or snowmobiles. It's one of the few places in America where modern highways simply don't exist for most people. Fact 49. Bigger than you think. Here's a jaw-dropper. If Alaska were cut in half, each half would still be bigger than Texas. That's how massive this state really is. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around its true scale. Fact 50. The last frontier. Alaska's nickname says it all, the last frontier. A land so wild and untamed that much of it has never been fully mapped or explored. From towering peaks to icy seas, Alaska is not just a state, it's a living reminder of what the Earth looked like before cities, highways, and modern life. So there you have it, 50 Alaska geography facts you never knew. From endless daylight to deadly cold, from volcanoes to glaciers, Alaska is a place of extremes. It's not just another state, it's a world of its own. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these facts shocked you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you loved this journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next adventure. Until next time, remember, the world is far stranger than you think.